Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Bremen in Germany. Hope you can see. Yeah, Germany. Bremen is Germany's smallest state, and here's what's interesting about it is that it's not just here, it's also up here. It has a little exclave way up here, centered around the town of Bremerhaven. Of course, Bremen being the main city here. The Weser River flows through here up out into the North Sea, which is very important for the town. It's pretty much the reason it exists. Bremen's probably, though, most famous for the Grimm's fairy tale, The Town Musicians of Bremen, which I won't go into the whole thing, but it's a fairy tale about these farm animals, a donkey, a dog, a cat, and a rooster, who are aging. They're like, you know what, let's leave town and go to Bremen and become musicians. And they get up to hijinks along the way, and they scare away some burglars by stacking themselves on top of each other to make them look like a big monster or something. So that's like what Bremen's most associated with. I think that's fun. Although there is a really cool legend at Bremen's UNESCO site. So let me grab my tablet and we'll talk about it. Let me go to very carefully. Alright. Town Hall and Roland on the marketplace of Bremen. Town Hall and the statue of Roland on the marketplace of Bremen in northwest Germany are outstanding representations of civic autonomy and sovereignty as these developed in the Holy Roman Empire in Europe. The old town hall was built in the Gothic style in the early 15th century after Bremen joined the Hanseatic League. The building was renovated in the so-called Weser Renaissance style in the early 17th century. A new town hall was built next to the old one in the early 20th century as part of an ensemble that survived bombardment during the Second World War. The statue stands 5.5 meters tall and dates back to 1404. Now you saw Roland in the intro. That's Roland. Here he is. He's a big statue of a knight. We'll talk about who he is in a minute, but here's the beautiful town hall building. And like it said, this survived the Allied bombings of World War II. Most of the city did not. Most of it's been rebuilt. But this building did survive, which is pretty remarkable. There's the musicians. A little statue of them there. Yeah. It's a really gorgeous building. The whole little marketplace is so beautiful. And of course, we'll look at it on Google Earth. Let's slide this out the way. It is, my gosh, it's almost 4 in the morning where I'm filming. And the sun's about to come up. I'm so not used to this. That's so weird. So the morning birds have just come out. So if you hear a little tweet in the background, that's the morning birds. Can you believe that? I'm not used to living this far north where the sun rises at 4 in the morning, but here we are. So if I'm a little loopy, it's because it's 4 in the morning, and this is the last video I'm filming for the night, so I'm like ready for bed. I'm sure you are too. Let me relax you into the history of this really interesting city here. So who was Roland, if Roland even existed? Well, in the year 787, Emperor Charlemagne of the Holy Roman Empire established this city. Roland was one of his knights who bravely guarded the city. So the legend says. The city was a missionary town that would go to other places in northern Europe to conquer and convert. In the year 965, however, it earned its market rights and became a market town, and the town blossomed after that, especially due to its location along the river, which connected it to the North Sea. So much so that in 1358 it joined the Hanseatic League, which is how we pronounce it here in America. Now, what was the Hanseatic League? I guess you'd say Hanseatic League in Europe. Well, from what I can tell, it was pretty much like the very early precursor to the EU, in that it was an economic partnership between many different countries and nations within Northern Europe. You had Scandinavian and Denmark and various major towns throughout the North Sea, Baltic Sea area that formed a huge trade union and would sell between each other and created this really thriving trade network. So Bremen became part of that, started to thrive and blossom even more due to that. It's known as the Hanseatic City, or Hanseatic Free City of Bremen, for a long time. This area was pretty ravaged during the 30 Years' War, which raged from 1618 to 1648. One of the reasons of that is because Sweden invaded this part of the world and conquered. Bremen held strong and fought off the invaders, and any battles that came to the doorstep, they were fought off, and they kept the war out of the town, which is pretty remarkable. Roland, the statue, right? That it said was built in 1404 or something like that. There's a legend that says that as long as that statue is there, the city will hold and stay strong. And there's a rumor that there's a second Roland statue underground in case something happens to the above ground one, but I think that's a rumor. So kind of like the ravens over in the Tower of London. If anything happens to them, England will fall, so on and so forth. So Roland was there standing strong, protecting the city. And in 1720, it was declared a free city. It's its own thing. Just like yesterday we talked about Brčko over in Bosnia. It's its own thing, running itself, doing its own business, essentially. There's a brief moment during the Napoleonic Wars when the French invaded, but after Napoleon, they left, and things went back to normalize. Although not long after that, in 1815, Bremen joined the German Confederation, which of course would eventually evolve into the German Empire in 1871, which would eventually evolve into Germany that we have today. But before that, in 1827, they decided to have an expansion here, and they purchased a plot of land from Hanover and established the town of Bremerhaven to have a big port up here at the mouth of the river here at the North Sea. Have a little extension. They opened their old harbor in 1830, and it would go on to become Germany's largest fishing port. They're still thriving today. Now, because of that old free city status, Bremen was a pretty liberal city. So when Nazi Germany comes to power, they're not too pleased about this liberal city. They weren't too pleased about Nazi Germany, so this town was not treated very well by the Nazi regime. If you know what I mean, in relaxation terms and YouTube-friendly terms, the city was not treated well by that regime, by the Third Reich. And like it said on UNESCO, like many places in Germany, Bremerhaven and Bremen were bombed by the Allies. Apparently they did not target the port itself so that the Allies, once they invaded, could use it. They did. And here in Bremen, Roland stood strong, as did the building associated with him. Protected the city. The city still holds. And in 1947, after the dust had settled from World War II, and this was now West Germany, they created the state of Bremen, which included Bremerhaven up here. Still, so it could still technically kind of do its own thing, but as a state within Germany. That's essentially where we are today. Pretty unique history here, isn't it? I feel like so many places in Germany have such a unique history, but this one is very different. I knew something would be special when I looked at the geography and went, well, why is it so small? There's got to be a reason behind that. There certainly is. Now, there's a whole lot to show you on Google Earth here, so if I forget to show you anything, I'll pin it down in the comments, be like, hey, get on Google Earth and look at this thing that I forgot to show you, because it's really cool. There's a lot of things that I want to show you. There's a lot more things that I'm not going to show you for time, so we're not here for an hour, although I know you guys would enjoy that. I'm trying to go to bed too, so I will show you the things that I found the most interesting, that has the best pictures. And you guys can hop on Google Earth and look at the rest for yourself. But with that being said, let's head over to the tablet and check it out. Here we are in Bremen. Up there and up there. Let me show you a little better. Over here and up here. And let's zoom out a bit so you can see exactly where we are in the world. Here you can see Germany. Denmark up there, not too far away. So we're up here in the north. You can see Hamburg's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Amsterdam's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. There's the North Sea, bordering the United Kingdom, England, and Scotland, and Norway up there, and Denmark, and the Netherlands and Germany. Let's start over in Bremerhaven. Let's knock this out the way. Let's see what we can find here. You can see the big river flowing out to the sea. And you can really see how this is a perfect port city, can't you? Frozen Fish International's there. I think this is the fish market. Let me see. I think it's just shopping. Oh, there's a big old ship right there. Fish market. There we go. Whoa, I love that. Yeah. Reminds me of Fisherman's Wharf back in my hometown, San Francisco. There's the Pingleton. Pingleton. How pretty is that? There's a little boat, a big boat, to the big old cranes that can carry all the shipping containers. There's a very old ship, all the big masts, and someone dressed as something. Old ships and old buildings and new ships and new technologies as well. Very nice. Now there's a naval museum around here. I wonder if I'll be able to find it. There's all the containers. Yeah, look at all the big ships. Container terminal. Look at this port. My goodness. Let's see what's up here. Anything? It says there's images, but oh, there they are. It's all these big old crane things. Back in San Francisco, we have these at the Port of Oakland. And there's Sweet Talk, too. But yeah, if we just tap on the town, let's see the sights around. There's this building. I meant to look this up. I forgot, because it looks like that hotel in Dubai. I wonder if it's trying to copy that, or if it's made by the same architect or something. It looks almost exactly like it. But yeah, look at all the old sailboats there. Oh, this is so cute. Looks like a cartoon boat. The big old don't know what I'm looking for. You can tell it's the end of the filming day, can't you? You know what I'm trying to say. Big old wheel there so you can look out and see the sea from high up. Christmas time, it's all beautiful. It's summertime, it's wonderful as well at the beach. Wow, all lit up at night. So pretty. It's a nice little port town here. Alright, let's head down to the main event and see Bremen. Now let's start in the old town. The oldest part of the town is down here, and it's called Schnorr. Not the restaurant. Schnorr. So this is the old, tiny town. Everything's still very quaint and antiquated. It's very charming, isn't it? It's like a little fairy tale. How cute. Gotta do something with those phone booths, I guess. If that's what that was, it looks like it. It's a weird statue. Another weird statue. Sure. An even weirder statue. Oh, that's the musicians. Let's see the donkey. Dog, cat, and rooster. And Santa. Let's see what else I can find. Sorry if you can hear my cat crying at the door. It's not coming in because I am filming. We have these old buildings. Everything I read said you have to come down the street and see the old buildings here. You know what it is? My cat's crying for breakfast because it's dawn. It's time to eat. Beautiful stained glass windows there. Ooh, that's a little terrifying. I mean, it wouldn't be Germany if it wasn't charming and slightly terrifying, is it? Yeah, just a nice little bit of the city there. Oh, that's kind of neat. I like that window display. But right over here we have the marketplace, where you can see the are you good? There we go. Okay, let me go take care of this cat 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Oh my gosh. Turns out my cat was crying because there was a massive spider on the ceiling, and then I had to vacuum it up and get rid of it. Oh, it was a whole ordeal. But we figured it out. Now we can get back to Bremen. Oh my gosh. You guys missed all of that. Here's the town hall. Goodness. I love all the big ships they have hanging from the ceiling here. And I read one source, there's the musicians, the town musicians. I read one source that said this was still running as a town hall, that it's the world's oldest still operating town hall. Don't know if that's 100% true. My German viewers maybe can confirm that for me, but look at all the neat stuff in here. It's just full of stuff. It's all really cool. It's so interesting. Very cool, right? It's a big old neat building. And of course here is Roland, right? Right here. I put him in 3D, you can see him. It's where he lives. There he is. Standing guard, protecting the city and keeping it prosperous. It's a neat statue. I like it. Oh, there's another silly statue. The town. Apparently in the fairy tale, they never actually get to Bremen. It's just their adventures on the road, scaring bandits. It's a pretty big church in here. That's beautiful. All gothic and old. Of course, everything's stunning at Christmas time, like many places in Germany. Alright. What else do I have to show you? Not me being like, there's so many places I need to show you and then I completely forget them all. Goodness, there's so many. This theater was really pretty, if I recall. Maybe it was this theater I was looking at. Maybe not. Anyway, I was looking at a whole bunch of stuff. I was playing around this town for a long time, looking at all of the parks and things here. There's so much to see. We have a huge big park up here, the Burkera Park. There's a lot going on at this park. Lots of beautiful buildings. There's some sheep, by the looks of it. A big elephant statue. Little horses. This quaint little cottage there. It's very fairy tale, isn't it? This town seems like it has a little bit of magic to it. Peacocks. There's like a little zoo inside here. There's some alpacas. Of course, it's all beautiful in the snow. Even more little charming buildings here that look like they came out of a fairy tale. It's all very pretty. There's lots of little slideshows to see in here. There is the remember where it is. There's a cool old windmill at one of these parks. It was not over here, but this place is neat too. They're all so neat. I don't think it was over here. There's the planetarium. There's the old town. I think it was in here. Right? Yeah, right here. A big old windmill. Old-timey classic windmill. There's a little restaurant inside. Let's look at this. I think we can see it from this slideshow. The flowers field. Isn't that cute? Such a pretty garden. There's so many neat little sights in this city. Look how cute. It's all like it's from a little fairy tale. Wildflowers, all the colors there, all the green, the tulips. It's so charming. I love it. I'm gonna have to add this town to my German wish list. There's so many places in Germany I want to go to. Now I have to add Bremen to that list. I was looking at some theater. Look at all the different theaters now that's popping up. I was looking at one that was really neat. Now I can't remember which one it was. But it's definitely showing me all the different theaters. And movie theaters too. Anyway, there's museums here on the island. It's very Berlin, but we won't look at those today. The slideshows are all right. You can check them out in your own free time. Planetarium. There's a big university. I was reading about it before I was filming because I wanted to check it out. Universum is like a science museum. Not a university, but we could take a look. It's a pretty neat building. Looks like it's like an alien whale. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I was reading about it after I wrote the script. The university here, how they have like this big tower. What if I put it in 3D? You can find it. Oh yeah, see, look. Like, what is... It's crazy. Whoa. I like how they put a little castle topper. Like me in The Sims not knowing how to build a roof. They just put that. But they do all kinds of like drop experiments with like gravity and stuff in here. All kinds of scientific things that's beyond my comprehension. Wow. So neat. But yeah, that pretty much is Bremen. It's this museum. I'm not sure I can say that on YouTube. I don't think I can say this word. Oh, there's lots of ducks here. That's pretty. There was one museum I looked at, and there had so many of those duck paintings. Like this duck. Look at the duck. But yeah, look at this. I think this was the museum I was looking at, because look at all the ducks. Very, very interesting medium there. Very interesting muse there. I think that was the museum I was looking at. But there's all different kinds all throughout. But I think I'm going to end it there. Like I said, there's like 5 million things you can look at in this city. I highly recommend that you run around and play for yourself. But we'll stop there. So thank you so much for watching. How pretty is that? If you enjoyed... Oh no, it's doing the thing. I'm doing my outro. Oh my gosh. Hold on. It's doing the thing. 1 second. 1 second. Alright. Let's do that again. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing. I love this. I'm not sure what's happening. It looks like that statue in Scotland, but much smaller. Next in the series, we're heading over to Belarus, which I don't think we've reached yet in this series. And if you thought that these statues were kind of cool, just wait. We're going to see some really bizarre Soviet-era statues that have no business being that creepy and odd, but they most certainly are. So be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please give this video a thumbs up. I know all my German viewers will. You guys really seemed to enjoy the Brandenburg video. The Berlin video is still doing really well. So don't forget little Bremen. Give them a little thumbs up as well. And let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good night. You see this? Okay, look at this. It is 4:11 in the morning, and the sun is like up. I can see everything outside my window right now. That's so crazy to me. It's June when I'm filming this. It's almost summer solstice.